somewhere along the lines that in all our acne careers, we get this genius idea. We start thinking, well, you know what, so and so has clear skin, or so and so had acne and they cleared up some of their acne. It worked for them. I'm gonna ask them what they do, because instead of going out on my own, I'm gonna ask people that actually know or have tried this stuff and see what's going on. And maybe I can, instead of trying things by myself, maybe I can find a successful plan that's already worked. But the problem is, again, you ask your friends and they say, I don't do anything, and you're like, how? Or you try maybe some other products that your family, friends recommend, and none of it works, and you find out that they really don't even know what they're talking about. And most of the time they just keep telling you the same thing over and over again. Hey, don't worry about it, it's just puberty, you'll grow out of it. I mean, my friend grew out of it and he had really bad acne, and she had really bad acne, and when she hit 18, like, her acne just stopped. And so you start thinking, okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait it out, and I hope that it clears by itself. Because that seems like the general consensus, right? That people keep talking about in today's, in our knowledge of society today about acne. We always talk about how it's just, it's just a puberty thing. You'll grow out of it. But a lot of times it doesn't go away. In fact, it actually gets worse, and you start thinking to yourself day by day, you know what, I'm 17 now, shouldn't it be kind of fading? Or I'm 18 now, isn't puberty going to be ending soon? It's still really bad. Or then you hit like 20 and you're in like college, and you start thinking, okay, the acne thing should be over now, I'm missing college too, I can't even go out or socialize, what's going on, right? And you sit in your room and you hate bright lights. Because if you've had really bad acne, it's getting to a point where it's really affecting your self-conscious. I think it's really a dark time, and maybe you sat in your room in the dark and you've turned off all the lights and you've pulled down the curtains, pulled up the curtains, covered your windows, because you don't want that sunshine coming in. You don't want, when you look at yourself, you don't really like turning on the lights. You like to keep it dim. And you can't help but look at yourself every time you walk past the bathroom. But you really just can't move on. And I think everything in life almost feels less meaningful and fulfilling when you have acne. It's almost like you go out and you can't really enjoy anything because you're just so in your head, and it feels like you're not really there. The whole time you're talking to your friends, you're just thinking in your head, what are they thinking of me? Are they too close? Is my face too shiny? Is that pimple on my forehead or my chin or my cheek, is it inflamed right now? Is it infected? And if I pop it, is it bleeding? Is pus leaking out? I mean, you can't touch your face, and it's really a burden. It's this constant pressure of life every day, and it's this weight that we have to carry around our shoulders. And it really feels like nobody understands. It really feels like when you talk to other people, they really don't know what you're going through. And most of your friends who have clear skin, they might be your best friends, but they don't really understand. I think you ask them, and they go, "It's not a big deal, man. I can't even tell." Or, "Don't worry about it. You're worrying too much. You're thinking too much." But you look at your face, and you don't think that you're thinking too much, because you start thinking to yourself, "Am I crazy? Am I the only one that can see this? It's on my face." And I think that at a certain point it becomes a paranoia almost. It becomes something where you can't stop thinking about every single day, because it seems like every morning there's a new red spot forming on your nose, your lips, even right around here, on your cheeks. I mean, pimples in your ears, on your neck, and your chest. I mean, it's not only painful, it's really, really embarrassing. But I think the worst thing of all is when we have to go out and meet new people, and you really feel like people are staring at you. It's kind of hard to miss too. I mean, when you walk into a room and it's a social gathering, you walk into class, it's really written all over your face. And I think a lot of us feel like people are staring at us. And in fact, I'm not gonna lie, I think a lot of them really are. I think there's a reason, it's something that is noticeable. You know, when an obese or a fat person walks in the room, you don't think, oh, you don't see that. I mean, generally most people notice these things. If somebody walks in a wheelchair, you generally notice it. You don't judge them in a negative or positive way, you try not to. But these judgments happen. They happen even at a subconscious level without us even noticing. When somebody with acne, I mean, if you could even ask yourself, when somebody with acne walks into the room, do you notice it? Do you judge them automatically? I mean, you might not think that they're a bad person, but you notice it, and certain thoughts automatically come across your head. You notice it, and other people, I think, notice it too. So if you've ever thought to yourself, and you try to talk to that pretty girl, you talk to that handsome guy, and you think, and maybe it didn't work out, and you just know that it's your face. And to a certain extent, I think that attraction really does matter. I mean, of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I think first impressions are really important. And when you walk up to somebody, they do notice what you look like. I mean, I think it's hard to say that you can walk up to somebody and they don't look at you at all. Unless you're talking online or something like that, or you're talking on the phone. It's not easy, I think, when you have acne and you talk to that girl and you're just so self-conscious because you know that other guy next to you, or at least anybody else, has clear skin and they don't look like they have a disease. And you start doubting yourself and you start thinking, even if a girl does like you, it's less fulfilling, it's less meaningful. There's so much doubt and you're so in your head all the time. I really think that for a lot of us, acne starts eating away at us, and it starts really chipping away at the foundation that we have as people. And I want you to ask yourself this question. When you're talking to people, have you ever been so caught up in what your face looks like that you're not even aware of the conversation? I mean, it's almost kind of weird to think that, it's almost kind of silly that sometimes when we have acne, we're so focused on what direction the light is coming from and where it's hitting you and the angle that you're talking to somebody, and it seems like if you had a pimple on your left cheek, it seems like you're talking to them like this the entire time. You're like trying to walk on their left side so they can't see your left side where you have the pimple. I can't tell you how many times I've done this. It almost seems kind of funny, but if looking back on it all, I mean, if you've done it, it probably wasn't that funny at the time. And if you're still doing it now, it's almost kind of aggravating. It's not funny at all because you have pimples all over your face, and it's something that's still a very real thing to you. But I think one of the worst things looking back with when I had acne was getting ready in the morning and trying on different clothes or getting ready for a party or going out for a social gathering. And I think this is one of the worst things because I can't